Anyone that's owned an Apple Watch knows the watch material isn't the only thing that drives up the price when buying one. The bands can inflate the price by hundreds of dollars. But are they charging that much for a reason? Is the quality that good? Now, I bought some $100 Apple bands and I found their knockoffs on Amazon. Can you tell the difference? Let's check it out. When I ordered my Apple Watch Ultra, the band was included, and it was also nice to see that any of the other bands you chose didn't raise the price, which is a good thing. However, I wasn't totally happy with the one I chose. The more I wore it, I realized it was not that comfortable. The other bands available for the Ultra were $100 a piece. If you wanted to get all the colors available in all the styles, that would run you an additional $900. And of course, I'm pretty sure Apple will be releasing more colors this spring. And I bet that they'll be at least $100, if not more. So I bought a few bands off of Amazon in the same styles that Apple offers for the Watch Ultra. I got a problem. And we'll check out how the quality is and if you can spot the difference. Now, I did talk about the Alpine loop in another video. I bought the knockoff orange Alpine to see if there was any big difference. Now, before I start, take a minute and leave your guess down below on which one you think the Apple version is. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna let you know this. If you found this video by it being suggested, I do all things related to Apple, the good and the bad. If that sounds like your thing, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and of course, turn on that notification bell so you won't miss my next video when I post it. Thank you. Now, comparing these side by side, the first thing I noticed is the color on both sides are a little different shade. The Apple version is a little brighter, but I actually prefer the darker version of orange on the knockoff side. The Apple's band is a little bit longer, so if you have a larger wrist, that could work out better for you. So, did you guess right? On the back here, you can see that the Apple sewed material is a little bit more refined, where the knockoff is just sewed on. There's no cut, it's square, it just doesn't look great. Oh look, Apple has a little 49mm on the back, as if you didn't already know. Maybe that's what the $100 is for. Now, the belt hook used to secure the strap on the Apple version is a little bit more rounded, but you really have to look close to notice it. Material-wise, one doesn't really feel cheaper than the other, and if I were to wear the knockoff, no one could tell the difference. And I got a couple more colors for a total of $20 for all three. Right now on Amazon, they do have these and other colors and styles for less. Here's the three different styles for $15.29. Speaking of different styles, that one in the middle looks kind of familiar, so let's do these next. By the way, if you pick up any of these bands and you want to save a ton of money, I'll go ahead and put my affiliate links down below. Now, when I was looking for the trail loop bands on Amazon, I was surprised to see that they had one that were the same colors. So I went ahead and picked it up along with a black and orange as well as two more. But let's see if you can spot the differences. For me, these were a little bit more noticeable. Which one do you like the look of better? Go ahead and leave your guess now. First things first, this one is a little bit longer, and this loop tag on the end has a different color sewing patch, which I like more because it kind of stands out more. The same thing with the other end too. Now, the tag is also a little bit thinner, more refined, and looks better all around. Now, the blue stripe is brighter on this one, but honestly, I really wouldn't have noticed if they weren't side by side. Now, this one does look a little thinner, but because of the colors on the edge are thinner, I'm not really a fan of them looking thinner, but indeed, they are the exact same width. Now, because the color of the band on this one is a little darker, it does have a little bit more pop. As far as the material, this one does seem ever so slightly softer than this one. Now, when wearing them, they're both super comfortable and they look good. Now, when I mentioned the sewed part on each end, it does make the band pop a little bit more because it has such a contrast of colors. Also, on the side that does the Velcroing, you can see here that this one is a little darker, helping it stand out that much more. Now, this is purely a preference on my end. You might think different. Can you tell which one the Apple band is? Did the stitching on the loop give it away? This one is the Apple band, and again, the differences are so small no one's going to know. You spent 99 bucks or $18.99 for 2 of these. Apple doesn't even have these colors. And I think I like the black one the most because it's got that little pop of orange on there. Which do you like better between the brands? Now keep in mind, the knockoff breaks down to about $9.50 each. Is that worth $90.50 more for one Apple band? Go ahead and leave your feedback. And on your way down there, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and give me a subscribe. It's free. Now for what might be my favorite style. These are actually a little bit easier to tell the differences side by side. The Apple version has one solid color on both sides, but these Amazon ones have a different accent color on the other side. I got 8 different colors for 32 bucks. Now they do have bands with one solid color, and I actually might try these out next. Now the funny thing is with this band, when I bought the knockoffs, I was switching between all the colors. Now I think the only complaint I had with this was the buckle was too far back away on the one end. Now this isn't a case of it not being long enough. The thing is, when I would put it through the loop here, it would come up to this point right here and only have about this much to go through the loop. Now I thought if this was back here a little further, it would actually hold it a little bit better. But then again, for a lot of people, they're going to use a lot more of the watch band. Now Apple offers an extension piece, but there's 2 issues. Number 1, it's 50 bucks. And number 2, it looks ridiculously long. Again, that's not the issue. However, thanks to Apple and the way that they packed these bands, when I opened it up, I saw the hook was separate. My first thought was, ooh, now Apple is on to something here. I can place the loop wherever I want. But I immediately grabbed my knockoff band and was like, I wonder if this does the same. Ooh, it does. Wait a second. If this comes off, I can reverse it to the other side and use the other colors on the other side. Oh man, this was groundbreaking. So I flipped it over, I turned the color around and started to put it on. The buckle tongue is on the wrong side. Could I? Nope. How about taking it? Nope. So close. Now you can switch the one side and mix and match your colors if you want. These are so close to one another, but because of the color on the other side, you can see the orange when you're wearing it, which if you don't like, I found the solid color versions, which I just showed you. Honestly, I don't mind the multicolor look. Now, I also think Apple's version is just a little thicker on the material side here, and the snaps that slide into the watch face itself are color matched on the Apple, but I mean, they both held the same. I had no problems with it, and you don't see that when it's in your watch. Down on the buckle end here, the Apple Watch does have a little bit more taper on their version compared to the other one, which is more straight. I don't think people are even going to notice. My favorite ones are the yellow orange, green and gray, and the black and orange. I really like them all because they aren't $100 each. Now, if you don't like these bands that I tried out and you want to see me try others, go ahead and leave your suggestion, and if people like these kinds of videos, I'll do more. Now, these bands on Amazon break down to be about $4 each. There are some slight differences in the way that Apple does dress these up, and it looks a little better on the finish when you look at it closely. But they are not worth $95 more because of these little tiny finishes. Save your money. Now, I'll continue to try these out to see how these hold up over time. Maybe Apple's will do better. Now, do you want to save some more money? Go ahead and check out my video I did on which M2 Mac Mini to buy, right there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you won't miss my next video. See ya. I got nowhere to roll.